My review of the MGMT album, Little Dark Age. It was released in 2018, produced by MGMT, Patrick Wimberly, and Dave Fridman. So this album, I probably bought it like a year after it came out. I'd listened to at least the title track online a whole bunch before I bought the CD. Somebody had sent that to me like when it came out, and I listened to it and got really into it. The album itself, like the first time I heard it all the way through, I was hanging out with my cousin and we were drinking some beers and he put it on, but we were both pretty drunk, so I didn't really remember it the next time I heard it. And so the next time I heard it was probably online. I think I listened to it a few times online before I bought it. But I got into this album quicker than I got into MGMT, the album before it, but not quite as quickly as I got into their first two albums. But it's kind of one that, like, my opinion of it was a little bit mixed at first, but over time it's grown a lot on me. So the first track, She Works Out Too Much, it's kind of a weird opener in some ways, but it's also a good opener. Like, it's a weird song that like kind of doesn't sound like the rest of the album, and so it's kind of like when this song comes on and then it goes to the next song, it's just such a big change that I don't know. Like, it's good this song is the first song because I don't think it would fit anywhere else on the rest of the album because it's just kind of so different than everything else on here that it just really sticks out. Which, I mean, it's a good song. I like the lyrics, like they're funny. It's really catchy. I mean, I like everything about the song, so I don't think it's a bad song in any way, but it just really like sticks out on the album because it doesn't sound like anything else. Second track, Little Dark Age, like I said, was the first song I heard on here. It was one that I got into it the first time I heard it. I was like, wow, I love this. Just a really cool, dark sounding song. I really like the lyrics. I really like Andrew's vocal on it. All the instrumental stuff that's going on is really cool. I love the way it sounds so much that I wish that they had done like more stuff that sounded like this on this album. I would say it's probably like it's up there, probably tied with Alien Days for my favorite MGMT songs. So yeah, Little Dark Age is one that I really love. When You Die is kind of a weird one, but it's one of the things that I love about this band, that they would do just write this catchy song and call it When You Die. So lyrically it's entertaining. I think that it was one of the singles, or at least I remember there being like a video to it, because I heard this before I got the album online, watching that video. I didn't really find it super catchy at first, but it's really grown on me. I like the weird laughing that they got going on during it. Definitely an entertaining track. The next one, Me and Michael, this one, apparently it was originally called like Me and My Girl or something, and then they changed it to Michael because they're like, we want to write a catchy song that's kind of ambiguous, so people will be like, oh, this is really catchy, but I have no idea what it's about. And that's pretty much the reaction I had to it. But yeah, it's a really catchy song. I like what's going on instrumentally. The vocal's really catchy and everything, so another strong track. Next, Time Spent Looking at My Phone, which they abbreviate to Slamp or T-Slamp, something like that. Kind of reminds me of that Cream song, Swill Bar, or She Walks Like a Bearded Rainbow. One of those kind of weird names like that, but it's a really good song. Really catchy, really relatable, because it's just about people staring at their phones all the time, which is basically just like that's like I go to work, people are staring at their phones, just people hanging out, random places staring at their phones. I do the same thing. So definitely a relatable song. The sixth track, James, this one, another good catchy one. Here they go for kind of a more slower, laid back feel than they have on the other tracks so far, but I like it. Seventh one, Days That Got Away. This is mostly instrumental, with them just kind of saying Days That Got Away at different points in it. That probably makes it like my least favorite track on the album, just because it's instrumental mostly. But it is good. it's not something that I really go out of my way to listen to outside of like the context of the album. But when I'm listening to the album, I enjoy it. The 8th track, One Thing Left to Try, is another good one. It's got a really catchy vocal part that's more energetic coming after those other 2 songs, so a nice change. 9th track, When You're Small. This one I've always liked a lot. It's really catchy. The lyrics are entertaining. I think my brother said that he heard from an interview they did that it was about like being a dog or something, which, if that's true, it's really funny. It's got lines like, when you're small, you can curl into a ball. But yeah, just really catchy song, really cool, kind of dark, like trippy atmosphere to the music. Kind of another highlight for me. 10th track, Hand It Over, as the final track, and I think it's a good closer. It's got kind of I don't know, one of those vocal melodies that just sounds like a goodbye song, or a song that comes at the end of an album. And so yeah, really strong closer. Yeah, Little Dark Age. To me, wasn't an album that was like immediately catchy all the way through, but it's one that pretty quickly on multiple listens I started like, okay, yeah, this song's really good. This song's really good. It's a really consistent album. I think it flows really well, with the exception of the first track to the second track. That's a little bit like jarring, but it's just because the first track sounds so different than anything else on the album. It might be because like the workout girl voice that's going on in that song, but like they don't really have anything like that on any of the other songs on here. So that could be why that one stands out so much, but it's still a really good song and a strong opener. It just like doesn't really flow with the rest of the album like the way the rest of the tracks do. But really strong album. Definitely check it out.